Dear Daily Doozy, unfortunately, there was a terrible accident at the doctor's regarding my arbitrary vocal assignment surgery, and now my voice has been
malfunctioning
as I intended. It just couldn't be helped, for the greater good. It will become apparent in time. You should not be confused while reading this letter. Today, I want to write about my son, Sano. Has there ever been a more useless individual in the world? No. Familiar readers reading this letter in a familiar fashion will recognize the name but not the face, as these letters do not include pictures. But those who are not familiar readers should familiarize themselves with my previous letters, as they are so mind-blowing in how well they are written and how relevant and informative they are to your daily life, that I am shocked and appalled you haven't read them already. You won't regret it.
Anyway, what was I writing about? I'm far too important and busy to waste my time rereading my own letter, so I will simply assume that I was describing myself, as that is my usual topic of discussion.
And rightly so. Did you know that I once met famed vegetable enthusiast Paul McCartney? His enthusiasm was infectious, so much so that the vegetables all withered and died. We called it the McCarthy witch hunt. He hunted communists. I was so impressed with his ancient martial arts battle with Arthur Miller that he was awarded a Grammy.
Still, as I addressed him and thanked him for his service, he was too shy to speak to me. Much like Sano, who is always too shy to speak to me. I think he got that from his mother. It certainly didn't come from my side of the family. We're never too shy to speak to anyone.
Boisterous brigadiers all.
Sano is more on the shy side.
You might even call him shy. Because of this, at family gatherings, he would often be confused with my aunt, Shy Souna, who was so boisterous and loud that you couldn't hear yourself think while she was in the room. She was very different from her sister, Susie,
who was very different from her mother, Sharon,
who was just like her daughter, Susie,
who was very much like my son, Sano.
Shy.
As I had previously mentioned, and not at all a murderer, as the police have asked me so many, many times.
I insisted that Sano attend public school. He went there at my behest. It is the only way to understand why our family is so much better than all of you. One must experience this firsthand, and not just through a telescope in my father's tower, as young Sano had felt was sufficient. Sano wasn't even particularly impressive as a high school student. Oh, sure, his grades were impeccable, his hair immaculate, his bone structure the work of Da Vinci. He was on multiple school clubs, and even the honor roll, and everyone liked him fine. But he chose to associate himself with the most unsavory characters. There was this one boy, I forget his name, but he wasn't the janitor. That was someone else. But this boy, he had a certain Benjamin Bones quality about him. For a few weeks I thought he might be Benjamin Bones, but then after pursuing him for weeks, I realized he wasn't. A few weeks later he visited my home, and Sano told me all manner of bounteous things and tried to explain how different his friend was from Benjamin Bones.
Firstly, he had a different face. Secondly, a different nose. Thirdly, a different voice. And fourthly, a different fundamental philosophical outlook on life. But beneath it all, deep beneath his skin, tightly packed between his muscles. I saw it. Bones. But not Benjamin Bones.
Moving on. Benjamin Bones was totally unlike Sano.
See you all next time. Same Souna column, same Souna words. I'm planning on telling you all about my vacation to Antarctica.
Seth.